Even though we're now into the second week and third episode of Skeleton Crew, this show still feels like a breath of fresh air. I feel like we're now all over the, is Skeleton Crew actually going to be good? Yes, it is. And in my assessment of this series, I'm also trying to take it outside of the Star Wars context. Is it a good Star Wars show is one thing, but is it a good show on its own is another. I feel like I've spoken about this before with Andor, that Andor sits outside Star Wars as still being a good show, regardless of what angle you come at it from, whether that be a Star Wars fan or a non-Star Wars fan, it can still be appreciated as a good show. And for me, Skeleton Crew is also ticking that box. Today, we're going to be looking at Skeleton Crew Episode 3, which is titled Very Interesting as an Astrogration Problem, whatever the heck that means. Heads up for spoilers, I will be talking about what happens in this episode, what happens in the series, and perhaps some of my predictions for what is going to happen moving forward. Hey everyone, it's Andrew. So yes, it was confirmed, as most people I think already anticipated, that Jod is in fact Silvo from the start of the series, but now he also has a new identity of Captain Jack. The mystery of him being a Jedi or Force sensitive is still not entirely solved, but I really appreciated how the kids even brought up that, hey, perhaps he's using magnets or some other kind of technology, perhaps he's using string to pretend he's wielding the Force. I'm not really sure where I sit on this just yet, because I still feel like there is a decent chance that he is actually Force sensitive, that he has some mysterious hidden past we don't really know about yet, and there's a reason that he's hiding his Force sensitivity, and perhaps only revealing his true skills and abilities to certain characters and certain people in the galaxy. Did you guys notice the mural on the wall at the start of the series? This honestly looks really similar to some of the World Between Worlds stuff, some of the stuff we saw, I guess, in Star Wars Rebels and also in the Ahsoka series. So kind of cool seeing it here, especially considering this planet now potentially has connections to the Old Republic. And our suspicions were also confirmed that it's an off-grid planet, that it's being hidden by some kind of cloaking device and won't appear on any maps or star systems.
Lost a planet, Master Obi-Wan has. How embarrassing. How embarrassing.
Interesting thing is, though, that the parents seem to have no understanding of how they're going to contact their kids or find their kids, because they too have been brought up on At-Aden with no connection to the outside world. There are references to the Republic as well, and then it's later revealed that the kids didn't even know there was a war going on, that the Empire had risen up, I guess, and that the Republic had fallen. Perhaps they're even referring to the Old Republic when they say the Republic here, which is so interesting. This planet has been hidden potentially for many centuries, with the kids also not knowing about the destruction of Alderaan.
What about Coruscant and Alderaan?
Alderaan? Missed the war, did you?
What war?
So as the characters escape the pirate port and make their way off-world, they travel to one of Jod's friends' places, who goes by the name of Kim. She is this owl type of creature and is obsessed with astronomy. As a side note, she's voiced by Alia Shawkat. Thought it sounded nothing like her, so awesome job there. But she basically confirms that the kids' home planet At-Aten is some kind of Old Republic treasure world, something that's been hidden for the rest of the galaxy for a long time. Now, Kim also references Proto-Republic artifacts, and it seems like the planet's nebula gases, or what they call the barrier, is what is protecting this planet from being seen by anyone else. However, whether it actually holds some kind of ancient treasure is yet to be seen. We still don't really know what the great works are that everyone on the planet seems to be working towards, that the kids are working towards. Also, the kids reference their parents being analysts, but don't really know of what. Perhaps they're analyzing something to do with the ancient nature of the planet and the treasure that potentially lies within. And here, with all these kinds of details, I think they're doing such a great job of world building. We're so intrigued to learn why is At-Aten hidden from the rest of the galaxy and how long it's been hidden for. The people on the planet At-Aten have basically been growing up not knowing too much about the rest of the galaxy, brainwashed to think a certain way and continue to contribute to the great works. What is with all the mystery? Also, the fact Kim calls in the New Republic X-Wings I think is also kind of interesting. Clearly, they have some kind of interest in this planet or potentially just in Jod. or Silvio, or Crimson Jack, which by the way is a character that already exists in Star Wars in expanded media. He's a pirate who was around during the First Order Resistance War. So Jude Law's character, I guess, becomes this guy, or is this guy. He was originally a character that existed in Star Wars Legends that was invented in 1977 for the comic book series Star Wars 1977. So a deep cut character who's basically being brought back, unless he's just using this guy's name for some reason, but it seems like he is him. So they basically brought back a character from 1977, which is kind of cool. Now, I think with a bounty also being placed on his head by the other pirates means that we could potentially be seeing a familiar face later in the series, whether that be Hondo, which would be incredible because it seems like he'd be the perfect fit for this, or another bounty hunter, or another pirate. We're just gonna have to wait and see. But it seems like there's a huge opportunity for something like this there. Now, I also just want to draw attention to some of the practical effects and the visuals of this show. This thing looks stunning, and yes, some of the scenes for me are still way too dark, giving me those kind of Solo vibes of just everything was shot so dark. But the puppets and animatronics that are used in this series are just giving it that sense of realism I've been craving in Star Wars for such a long time. The most obvious example here is Neil's face. There is a kid underneath this helmet Neil is wearing as his elephant head, and this is being operated by a puppeteer off camera using a remote control. Really, really cool stuff that I think looks real because basically it is real. I'm really loving this show so far. Still a lot of questions to be answered though. For example, do you think Crimson Jack or Jod or Silvio or whatever you want to call him, maybe he'll get a new name next episode, is actually Force sensitive? And what do you think of the mystery of Adden? Why was it hidden in the Old Republic? What purpose does it serve? And what do you think the great work actually is? Do you think there is actually lost treasure on the planet? Let me know in the comments. Subscribe if you're not already for more Star Wars and Skeleton Crew. Watch this video here as well. My name's Andrew. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you soon.